Aloha and welcome to PTC 26, the 48th annual edition of the conference in Honolulu, Hawaii. Speaking to me now is Elya McCleave, founder and CEO of Innovorg. Elya, pleasure speaking to you. It's another Hawaii trip.
Yes, absolutely. It's my fourth trip to PTC. I'm definitely very excited to be here in beautiful Hawaii, and the conference, I think, is the biggest it has ever been.
Okay. One thing that has grown with the conference as well is the focus on human capital, talent acquisition, upskilling. What do you think are the biggest challenges and opportunities within the worker segment with the whole AI boom, AI adoption?
That's a very good question. I think when it comes to the workers themselves, right, if to kind of zoom in on the workforce, the big message there is not to compete with AI, but the opportunity is really focused on improving the skills that are complementary of the AI, right? We're talking about kind of psychological skills, communication skills. We're talking like EQ, ability to work across multiple departments, ability to frame correct questions, right? And of course, pairing it up with the skills around AI utilization. A really large number of tools coming out right now, and definitely the workers need to focus on taking advantage of the tooling available, because that will not only position them as a competitive workforce from a skills perspective, but also increase their productivity as well.
There's actually, it goes in line with the recent McKinsey study that did say that investment in skills is a major productivity unlock key. Do you see, I mean, let's distinguish rhetoric between reality. How do you see that actually playing out in the field? So everyone is scared about the AI taking over jobs. We heard here yesterday that actually about 12 million jobs in our space in the next few years are going to be upskilled, reshaped into new things on the back of AI, but they're not going to disappear. You will have to be upskilled. But where does rhetoric versus reality sit in 2026?
That's a really interesting question. I do definitely concur with the McKinsey study. For sure, we're seeing the trend as well. But I think the reality differs in a way where organizations are not making AI as part of their operational design, right? I think a lot of companies assume that AI will sort of stick organically or kind of be adopted on its own. They're treating it as maybe an event of time, like they're throwing a single workshop or course for the workforce. But I think the companies really need to understand that in reality, the AI adoption needs to be part of their system, their ongoing workflows, and that definitely requires a major operational investment and the focus from the leadership team, for sure.
Yeah. And I think an added level to all that as well is actually the cybersecurity side of this, because we're talking about humans, but we are exposing companies more than ever towards the digital world, towards having things online accessible. Are you seeing a lot more conversations around also educating staff around cybersecurity as we put more information into the digital world?
Yeah, that's we actually picked up several use cases that last year in 2025, where the focus is specifically on responsible use of AI, responsible use of AI co-pilots. Those skills are being added to the skills catalog rapidly by many companies, and the companies are definitely looking to expand their portfolio of content on the subject. And you know, another thing I think companies need to remember, that AI as a skill is very broad, right? So it needs to be narrowed down into specific skills that are relevant to each individual role, each department, right? And the expectations per skill need to be set, being it, again, using co-pilots responsibly or translating the insights that AI providing into actionable items, right? So all of those specific unique skills need to be mapped to the roles for the organization to take full advantage of what AI has to offer.
And then when we look into frontline workers, then sometimes there might be some misconception of how far AI can be pushed towards those roles. How are you seeing that changing? How should businesses and leaders kind of look into frontline roles? Are they a risk? Are they an asset? Are they a hybrid? How does that change into this new world?
Sure. You know, the frontline, I always looked at it, the actions actually, AI does not make the decisions in the boardrooms, right? The AI is really widely being utilized by the frontline work right now to optimize their productivity, to automate repetitive tasks, right? To really give them the advantage that they've never had before. And the front line, to me, it's really the adoption layer of AI. That's, I would say, how organizations need to look at the frontline workers, where you need to make sure that your frontline workers are equipped when it comes to the AI skills, right? They're ready for full adoption of the AI. And the risks are really not with the front line, I would say. The risks are with the organizations that are not helping their front line to operationalize the AI usability in their day-to-day jobs, right? When, as I mentioned before, it's like throwing a single workshop and expecting everybody to know what they're supposed to do, right? The utilization of those tools and the new methodologies really needs to be part of their operational handbooks. It needs to be baked into their processes and procedures, right? That would allow the frontline really to take full advantage of the AI and carry out the actions based on the decisions that have been made in the boardroom.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
And there has to be continuous development and continuous upscaling.
Absolutely.
When someone is looking to come into this industry, I guess there's two sides to it. So people that already work in the industry and people that come from outside the industry. What advice do you have for them to stay relevant in an AI-powered era? How can they keep their jobs?
You know, the way I look at AI, and I think this is a message for all of the workers out there, as I said, do not try to compete with AI. AI needs to be part of your skills arsenal. You need to definitely make sure that you focus on the skills that differentiate you from AI, and those are the skills that humans are good at. Like, we're talking communications, we're talking creativity. We also, as humans in the digital infrastructure space, we have a lot of context that the machines and AI doesn't, right? We know individual customer nuances, the use cases, certain areas of risks, right? And certain aspects and operational elements that AI does not have exposure to. So I would look at the AI as the opportunity to expand your skill, expand your reach. You can cover insight at scale, data insights at scale that we've never seen before.
And more
right?
real time than ever.
You can build the skills for the roles and capabilities that you maybe never imagined you will be able to do. And AI can definitely allow you to do that. Plus, it will allow you to double your productivity, if not triple your productivity. But you really need to hone in on the interpersonal communication skills that will position you in a role where you can ask the right questions and you can communicate and you could strategize, right? I'm kind of looking at it in a way where workforce can step up in their influence with the automation of some of this repetitive tasks, right? And they could focus on things that are much more exciting and creative in a way.
Of course, this is all a very positive take, but what's maybe one constraint that could limit workforce readiness in the lead up to 2030? We're only 4 years away now, less than 4 years.
Well, I would say it's time primarily, right? It's not the budgets, it's not the technology that would limit us. I think the biggest thing is really the time allocation, because again, a lot of companies we're seeing are treating AI adoption as an event in time. They're not making it part of their operational DNA. They're sort of treating, I would say, the things will start changing when maybe HR also will take the skills development not as a perk, but as a part of the system, right? The system that exists in the company. That's one of the biggest constraints, because people need time, they need space, they need that environment to build those skills, right? And being in the 24/7 operational environment, that's very hard to find the time. And we are getting busier. You know, if we look at the skills catalog of the staff, like the catalogs are growing, expectations are growing tremendously, but are the companies actually allocating the time and the resources for the staff to be able to keep up with all of those new skills and expectations? I would say majority of the companies do not systematize it yet.
Yeah, we need a hybrid balance.
I would say so.
And then, Alex, quickly finish. Looking to Innovorg, you've grown the business from ground up. It's expanded a lot. You work with the major guys in the industry. All of them are here at PTC as well.
Yes.
But what's the focus for the next 12, 24 months? Because now you're moving from that startup phase to really the scale up, the coming out of the shadows, fully coming out of the
Coming
shadows.
out of the shadows.
And just expanding both the platform, but expanding the reach, both geographically and also the content of the platform itself.
Yes. Well, shout out to all of our clients and partners. We've been very fortunate to work with the companies that we have been working with. Our mission number one right now, going into the next 12 to 24 months, is really help our clients to develop that workforce readiness, right? That's the primary focus for us. Our North Star for Innovorg is allow companies to build the skills development, workforce development, and make it as rigorous as digital infrastructure operations, right? So that's how we look at it, as the continuous system and continuous development and intelligence and analytics that our clients are getting into their workforce. And that's what our focus is.
Okay.
High level.
One question that we're asking everyone: what did you read on the way to PTC?
I'm focused a lot on AI books, anything AI related.
Read by AI as well, or you actually read it?
I actually read it.
Okay.
And the latest book is AI Economics, sort of looking at the foundational impact of AI on the economics in the company, right? And in just in general in our lives. So a lot of reading right now for me mainly is on the subject of AI. I'm kind of digging into it heavily.
We all fully embedded in it.
Absolutely.
Elya McCleave, founder and CEO of Innovorg, thank you so much for talking to us. As for your home, thank you for watching, and do check our website and social media for the latest digital infrastructure news from across the globe. At Tech Capital, you lead, we report. Mahalo.
Mahalo.